I pushed these guys, for a while here, probably since we lost to, Northwestern State probably would be a fair statement. And I think you agree with that?
Yeah.
And we just kind of keep getting better and better. And really, from the time we left to go to Ruston, we've kind of been on a mission and kind of take on different challenges that we go. And this feels like we kind of come to an end, right?
Yeah.
And each week or whatever, we've kind of, all right, here's another challenge and another challenge. And then you got to set your eyes on something else. And I feel like for the first time maybe all year, we've kind of accomplished something. Now what do we do from there? It's even though 3 of the first 4 were at home, you feel like you played 3 of the best teams in the league and you're able to hold home court. And you got to hold home court. And, we ain't hanging any banners today, but they're missing, their starting center, right, wrong, or whatever, doesn't score a whole lot, but does a lot of good things for them, and they're starting point guard. But Posey's not right either, and we're missing Bobrun. So, I mean, what's the difference? I don't want to hear anything. I don't want to give our guys take any credit away from what our guys did today, and I just think we're kind of getting better and better. I mean, I think not on all our players say we ain't played our best ball yet.
No.
We're far, but I don't think we competed great the first 10 or 12 minutes of the game, and then we started competing a little bit and start playing.
Nana for you, 3 for 6 from the field, up there in the total minutes for 27-25. More importantly, 6 rebounds, 6 points, 3 blocks. Literally the definition that I keep hearing him saying about a big man play, being able to protect us. You protected SFA tonight. Talk about the defensive presence that not only you had, but everybody else had going into the game.
Well, I just think not only this game, but really ever since Coach said that we've been challenged ever since Ruston, he's been on me about, I have to really protect the, last line of defense, and he's really challenged me just individually, and I've just tried to been there, help my team, and I think those 3 blocks were pretty key. 3 blocks for 3 shots, and it was a 2-3 point possession, 3-possession game, and I believe in everybody, Day, Derek, or whoever's guarding the ball. And I just think these past few games, especially at home, we've come together as a team. We're, pulling over to the ball and just really helping each other. Sometimes we overhelp, but sometimes it's better to overhelp than not help at all. But I think we're getting better and recognizing when to help and when not to help. And when we really get that, then I think we're one of the best defensive teams in the country.
Going off of that point, Coach, going into the game, they had 11.7 turnovers per game on average, one of the best in the nation. And tonight they had 16 turnovers, and almost all of those were forced in the first half. Talk about that.
Yeah, they had 10 in the first half, and they played a lot slower in the second half, so I didn't think there was as many as possessions. But when you lose your point guard like Blackshear, they're a primary ball handler, your turnovers are going to go up, and we're still trying to find out who we are with to me, our best defender on the perimeter, which is Posey, and he's still trying to find himself. I thought it was a slower game. I thought our defense was okay. I think everybody would agree with that. Nana did a really good job of protecting the rim, blocking shots, and changing shots. I was really, honestly, and our guys probably don't feel this way, but they lead one of the top 10 or 15 in the country in field goal percentage defense. And to shoot almost 50% against their defense today, to me, was really the thing that I was really concerned about, is how are we going to score against, because they play a different style than we do. And to be able to shoot that percentage against their team, I was really impressed with how our guys were able to do that. And we continue to guard the three-point line. They shot, whatever it was, they shot 28% and gave up 6, average 8, and shoot about 40%. So I keep being encouraged how we, twos don't beat us, threes beat us, and we rebounded the ball a lot better than we did on Wednesday night. So I think there's small improvements we're making. Wayne Haney banners today. Hey, in a week and a half after we get to our bye, after we play Sam Houston and get through these next 3 road games, then we'll know a little bit more about where we're at. One of the a couple of Utah schools and play Sam Houston. There wasn't anybody in our locker room doing cartwheels today. We know what time it is. We know we got a huge stretch ahead of us to find out. We just did what we're supposed to do, really, honestly.
Coach, you mentioned not competing very well those first 12 or so minutes. after that final media timeout, you guys, it looked like you were
Yep.
just shot out of a cannon,
Yep.
and you guys take the lead into the locker room, and then really that energy remained through the rest of the second half. What was it that switched for you guys?
Well, I thought we were embarrassed at how they kind of punched us. And I went small. I played Derek Tizano and Robbie Ambrister inside, so I went about as small as we could go, but really as fast as we could play with those cats out there. And so we really went fast and tried to speed the tempo up with our feet. And I thought they brought a great spark to us. And because Derek and Robbie are about two of the fastest guys we have on our team. So we tried to speed them up because we were allowing them to run their offense. And that's our whole deal is pressure. And they were dictating to me I felt like, that they were dictating what they wanted to do versus us dictating to them how they were going to play. And my deal going in this game was we had to set the rules on how the game was going to be played, right? And they set it, in my opinion, from the jump on how it was going to be played. I think we were anxious. You get to, hey, let's win this game, right? You've seen it, and teams get tight. I don't think we were tight. I just think we were anxious to go win the game. And sometimes you do things overly, like we were over-helping early, trying to help in situations where we didn't have to help because we wanted to protect the teammate, or overpassing when a guy is trying to make sure Latrell got a shot when maybe he wasn't open to try to get him, get a 3-point shot or do something. When we think a guy's open, he's not open, and just trying to care for a teammate too much. And instead of just relax and let the game unfold for themselves. And as a coach, it's kind of a good sign when players are trying to help each other versus just, hey, relax and let the game happen to you. And it happens sometimes, especially more so at home than it does on the road, And we were able to work ourselves out. We just kind of pressured a little bit more, and they kind of handed it to us a little bit.
You talked a couple of times earlier in the year about press you, and I know there were a couple games like the Northwestern game, a couple others where, you guys allowed a bunch of points. Do you feel like this group's getting back to that press you that you guys talk about so much?
It does. It all starts at the ball. You got to have a guy at the point of attack of the ball, but it takes multiple guys. I had a guy after the game. One of our fans is like, "God, it didn't matter who was playing today. It's just the game just kind of kept going." And I'm like, "Yeah, usually when we're really good, it doesn't matter who's out there. We just keep it. Just kind of the game keeps going, and the opponent is like." Oh, here comes somebody else. Oh, here comes somebody else. And for us, I think we're best when we have interchangeable parts. And we started the year like that. And then injuries beset us. And then you can't play the pace that we want to play at in our press you style, offense or defense. And we outscored them in transition today. What was it? 16-3. It's 13 points. And you can't run hard enough in transition. They're holding the ball. They're resting on offense. You saw early at the 10, 11-minute mark, trying to slow the game down because they don't have the numbers of subs to play at the pace we want to play at. And I felt like, and our guys in the timeouts said, hey, we got to keep going. We got to keep running. And that's when we started subbing even more in the second half just to keep fresh bodies in. And I think when we get Jalil back, Nana leads us in minutes played. Today, our most minutes played today was 29. I played 27 minutes. And they had, 1, 2, 3 guys, almost 4 played over 30 minutes today. And it's hard to do. I think everybody on our team would say it's a lot easier when we're playing between 20 and 25 minutes a game that you can play to exhaustion, just tag team. Hey, you got it, you got it, you got it.
Y'all spread the ball around pretty well too, Coach. Everyone that played scored at least once. So, how pleased are you with that? Spraying it around.
Nathan, I asked our staff when we first walked in at halftime. I said, "Hey, who scored for us?" Because I really don't care.
Right.
Unless somebody's catching a fever, and they're like, everybody scored that first half. Because sometimes usually I can tell if somebody has a fever, what I call a fever, and somebody's making. Like I thought Nigel got us off to a good start. When they were playing well early, Nigel made a couple of tough baskets. And I thought maybe it's Nigel's day today where he's going to go for a bunch. And but I think that's I think we have talented offensive players that a lot of guys can score. And I think that leads to competitive practices, and I think everybody enjoys other guys scoring on our team. And I think, but I will say this guy made, to me, one of the biggest baskets, especially emotionally. I wanted the ball late in the game, scored over their biggest, toughest guy. And that was a huge, I think really sealed the game, broke their backs when Nana made that tough basket in the paint. It was a huge basket for us.
Yeah.
Everybody roots for Nana, right? And we all root for Nana. It was a huge basket.
Yeah, for sure. So, how close would you say you are to being 100% health-wise? I mean, you still.
I would say we're probably, I think for Jalil to get back to 100%, he's probably realistically 3 or 4 weeks.
Okay.
But I do think he'll probably play before then. He suited up and went through warm-ups today.
Sure.
Just to get some cardio in. But he hadn't done anything in 2 months. He just started now getting on the floor. And do you want to risk playing him in altitude next week?
Right.
With not doing anything, and he's getting closer. He's jumping without any pain, but just imagine not doing anything for 2 months, and then you're gonna throw him out of competitive college basketball deal. And we've all been doing stuff for the last 6 months and being in great shape, and he's gained a little weight, and as he wants to, you just don't, the game's moving awful fast for him right now.
Right. Nana, were you able to kind of feed off the crowd today?
Oh yeah, it was crowd's been great, even without our student body, and I think everybody on the team would love to play even with a decent crowd because they feed off of us and we feed off of them, so it's interchangeable. And I think when we get energy from them, then we can even play better.